Shabbat Shalom. The parsha this week is a short one. You're welcome. It is Parshat Behar. Behar is a short parsha. Try saying that 5 times fast. But it doesn't mean it's not interesting. It's actually a really, well, it could seem a little antiquated because Parshat Behar, the part of the Torah we're reading this week, has to do with the Jewish laws for keeping slaves. I know it's a little squicky because we don't really think about, Jews keeping slaves. And of course, in modern times, Jews don't keep slaves. We would never do such a thing. But you have to look at the Torah in context, and it is a very ancient document. And in ancient times, slavery was fairly common, either because one country would fight another country, and whichever country won would often take the other people as slaves, or because people would kind of sell themselves into slavery, so to speak. There wasn't a real distinction in the words back then, but now we would think of it as a sort of indentured servitude. So you would kind of, in order to pay off debts, you could sell yourself or even your children, so be nice to your parents, into slavery. Minor children, not like adult children. Not that that sounds much better. Anyway, so most times, we look at Parshat Behar and the laws of how Jews should keep slaves. So it's really not just about slavery itself, but how you as a slave owner should treat your slaves, which is such an interesting thought. And most years you look at that and go like, oh, look at these antiquated laws that have to do with things 1,000,000 years ago. Who even thinks about slavery, these days, especially us as Jews? That's wild. And it should be. Really. I wish it was, but this week, the idea of slavery and Jews specifically has all just come crashing into reality. Very painful reality. So that is what I will touch on this Shabbat morning, and I give the sermon in the main and chapel services. We also have a sermon on Friday night, wonderful, by Rabbi Strauss. It's going to be very good as well. So whether you choose to join us on only Friday or only Saturday, or hey, even both, because we'll be here the whole time. So it'd be nice to have you here for both too. We do hope no matter what you choose, you have a Shabbat Shalom.